Good evening. This is the last word and I'm Marya, Shakil. 14 opposition MPs are suspended for disrupting Parliament. 13 from the Lok Sabha and TMC MP Brien from the Rajya Sabha. This a day after several of them overpowered Sagar Sharma, an intruder who jumped into the Lok Sabha from the visitors' gallery, releasing coloured smoke from a canister that he took out from his shoe. The opposition has been demanding action against Prathap Simha, the BJP MP who signed the gate pass, allowing Sagar in. They also want a statement from Home Minister Amit Shah on this massive security breach in the new Parliament building. The Speaker said the buck stops with the Lok Sabha secretariat. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh too called the protests by MPs in the Lok Sabha anarchy.
और आपने तुरंत उसका संज्ञान लेते हुए इस मामले की पूरी जांच का जो है आदेश दे दिया है। मैं समझता हूं कि भविष्य में हम सारे सांसद, चाहे वो पक्ष के हों अथवा विपक्ष के हों, सभी को सावधानी बरतने की आवश्यकता है ताकि जिनको भी हम पास देते हैं ऐसे व्यक्ति को पास न दिया जाए जो जाकर इस प्रकार की अराजक स्थिति संसद भवन के अंदर पैदा कर दे। यह हम सभी को, केवल सत्ता पक्ष ही नहीं बल्कि दूसरे पक्ष के लोगों को भी यह सावधानी बरतने की जरूरत है। और आपने तुरंत संज्ञान लेकर इस मामले का अध्यक्ष महोदय आपने जांच का आदेश दिया है और अन्य भी जो प्रिकॉशन भविष्य में लिए जा सकते हैं वह लिए जाएंगे।
तो स्पीकर साहब ने प्रस्ताव रखा कि इस नया सदन में हम पूरा एक नया सोच से, नया विचार से हम शुरू करेंगे। इसलिए कोई भी इसमें प्ले कार्ड, जो हिंदी में तट्टिया बोलते हैं, वो तो नहीं लाना है। अगर लाते हैं तो तुरंत कार्रवाई होगा। स्पीकर साहब ने जो निर्णय किया था तो उसके उल्लंघन करके प्ले कार्ड लेके वेल में आया है। इसलिए 13 एमपीओं का सस्पेंशन आज हुआ।
MP Brien's defiance in Rajya Sabha drew the ire of the chairman. Acting on Piyush Goyal's motion, he has sent the matter to the Privilege Committee of the House. But before we get you the blame game that played out in the Parliament, a quick update on the investigation. The questions that remain unanswered even today are: who is the mastermind behind this attack? What was the motive? But we do know now how was the plot executed, and here's all that we know so far.
No smoke without fire. And in the case of these youngsters, behind the shocking Wednesday attack on Parliament, the fire may have been ignited months ago. These terror accused, an engineer, aspiring teacher, an e-rickshaw driver and an NGO worker. They have diverse profiles and backgrounds, but the same aim, for which they'd been meeting for more than a year. Now in the custody of the Delhi police, they've said they wanted to draw the government's attention to issues like unemployment, inflation and the situation in Manipur. Sources say the 6 accused, all associated with a radical social media group, first met in Chandigarh during the farmers' protest more than a year ago. 9 months later, they started planning the security breach.
The police, after getting a legal opinion, has also slapped UAPA. Further investigation is currently on to nab the fifth one, who is Lalija, who coordinated the entire thing, who also shot videos and then shared it with his friends. So the police is trying to nab Lalija to see whether there is any other organization or any other handler who instigated this particular group into this misguided extreme position that they took inside the parliament yesterday.
But the spotlight is on this BJP MP from Mysuru, on whose passes the accused entered the parliament premises. Sources say Simha's office has been in touch with the main accused, Manoranjan, for the past 3 months. In his meeting with the speaker, the journalist turned politician said he had no additional information about the accused, raising questions about negligence on the part of his office. BJP MP Prathap Simha has many questions to answer. The onus is entirely on his office as to why passes were given to the accused without thorough background checks. The fact that his office knew the accused well and that he visited this place multiple times in the past 3 months raises even more serious questions. He is expected to join the investigation soon, with the Delhi police likely to record his statement in the next couple of days. With Arvind Gunasekar and camera person Ashwini Mehra, Vedant for NDTV.
And joining me now, Manikam Tagore. He's a suspended Congress MP. We have Tuhin Sinha representing the BJP. MP Nathaniel is IG of CRPF. former IG of CRPF, and Sushmita Dev is the spokesperson of the TMC and former MP of the Rajya Sabha. Tuhin Sinha, the opposition is demanding a discussion. And that demand, one would say, is a very legitimate one, because it is coming a day after the parliament attack, when it cannot be certainly seen as business as usual.
Good evening, Marya. Good evening, everybody. You would know that Honorable Home Minister Amit Shah, goes through a proper investigation before coming for discussion. And that investigation is underway. That's being carried out by a special cell of the Delhi police. Already, the 5 accused, the 5 intruders are being charged under UAPA, because an attack on parliament is an attack on the nation. A few security officials have been suspended. But, the hastiness and the recklessness of the opposition is something which is something which really destroys the mood of the parliament, because, we have important bills to be passed in this session that includes the 3 updated...
Certainly what's most important on the nation's mind right now is that how did this breach happen when the parliament is expected to have several layers of security. So certainly, the government has much to explain, and you cannot shy away by and run away from by giving this kind of action against the MPs. And Manikam Tagore, what is the question that you wanted to ask the government, for which you have been suspended?
Yeah, thank you. It is very simple that we wanted the Honorable Home Minister, Mr. Amit Shah, to come to the House and make a statement on what happened and what is the stage of the investigation. In the Parliament's proceedings, in the Parliament history also, it has always been like that. It may be whatever any attacks has happened anywhere in India, usually the Home Minister will come and make a statement. Minimum that itself, if it is not happening in this country. And the Home Minister is not ready to come to the Parliament for the past 2 days. Both the houses, he has not been there. Therefore, we are asking for, we are given an adjournment motion. We have moved an adjournment motion demanding the same thing, because a BJP MP has given the pass, facilitated those people to enter into the Parliament. And that also needs to be answered. Let the Home Minister come to the Parliament. We are asking for a genuine demand. Mr. Amit Shah must come to Parliament and make a statement. What is the problem in it?
No, you need to understand.
How is this really hastiness? This is hardly hastiness. I mean, the opposition went through the process of even submitting adjournment notices. All those adjournment notices were rejected. And then the action is taken against MPs. I mean, it's bizarre and hilarious at the same time.
Unlike Rahul Gandhi, who comes ill-prepared for any discussion, Honorable Home Minister comes with a lot of preparation. So I have already mentioned that he has never said no to making a statement. But the investigation is underway. If that statement happens in a couple of days later, does it take away from the fact that a more exhaustive and a more detailed discussion would happen then? Point is, nobody is denying there has been a security lapse, and that is where you need to acknowledge that the security threats, the challenges have changed over the years. While we have thwarted Pakistan-sponsored terrorism, this is a new form of hybrid terror where professional Andolan GVs and urban Naxals have taken over. Just now, pictures have emerged of one of the accused with several members of parliament of TMC.
So, whatever you are saying, you're calling them Andolan GVs or whatever, that should be said by the government on the floor of the House.
So all these,
the point here is
when
that
we make a
besides not answering questions, the action is being taken against MPs for asking questions. Yes, go ahead, Manikam.
Yeah, now itself he is coming to judgments. He is calling Andolan GV, whatever. This is the problem with the BJP friends. They come to conclusion first. Then they start naming other people. We are asking for a genuine thing in a parliamentary democracy. Whenever such things happen, we have not done any politics. We have been very clear in the yesterday also. We are all together in the attack and stand by each other, and we have to face this time also. And we had been very cooperative in the nature. We told to the Honorable Speaker in the House yesterday when Mr. Honorable Speaker called the opposition leaders. We were all together and we told them that we all share the pain, sir, but the Home Minister must make a statement next day, minimum next day. We were expecting that today he will make a statement. And they were not ready for it. And the government of India was not at all ready for it. And instead they asked the defense minister. When we asked about Indo-China border dispute, we asked the defense minister to make a statement. In that time, defense minister won't come to the house. And when we are asking for the home minister, who's controlled the intelligence agencies and Delhi police is reported, when we are asking him to make a statement, he is not ready to come. Defense minister comes. Okay. What they are thinking that parliament is only cheerleaders' place, or it's a place for debate and discussion.
Okay. Sushmita Dev, the charge against the opposition is that there is a great degree of hastiness with which the opposition is acting. Because this is a very, very serious incident which has happened. Investigation is going on, and all the details would be shared in the due course. So wait till the details emerge.
I don't think what the opposition demanded is a conclusive report on the investigation that is taking place. I think we all have the common sense to know that investigation takes part. But you see, there has to be a sense of seriousness and urgency given what transpired in the Lok Sabha, which is a high security area, and it is only giving respect to the parliament for a home minister to come and give a statement. It is to give the nation a message that they're taking this seriously, and this is a huge breach of security, and nothing short of the home minister is going to talk on it. It's a message to the nation, not just to the opposition leaders. To make a parliamentary affairs minister read out a statement like a parrot and then say what is the sense of haste, it's all jargon. You see, when the last parliament attack happened on 13th of December, you saw the entire nation was under shock that what is happening in the parliament. It was a cause for grave concern. These security breaches that happened yesterday, can you fathom, Marya, somebody jumping from the gallery? It is absolutely horrifying.
Absolutely.
So sometimes when the opposition is saying the home minister should give a statement, it is also to give a message to the nation that as a whole, the government, the opposition, the treasury benches take it seriously. Yes. You can't have the parliamentary affairs minister just, like a parrot reading out a statement and this, that, and the other.
Let me ask those questions to Mr. Nathaniel. Several concerns are being raised, and particularly about this. This is a new parliament building, and the concerns which are being shared by the opposition are valid one, and that is on everybody's mind as to how they managed to cross and dodge multiple layers of security.
Good evening, Marya, and good evening to all of the panelists also. In fact, one of the main problems was that there was a hell of a lot of vacancy among the watch and ward staff, which is now known as PSS, that is Parliamentary Security Service. So because of the vacancy, there must have been several places where there would have been no personnel at all to carry out the checking as laid down in the manual or SOP. So that must have led to this flaw in the checking of the intruders.
Do you think this action that has been taken against 8 personnel is more of an knee-jerk reaction without going through the details?
Of course, it will take some time for the details to come out, because once they are in police remand, it will take some time to get the entire information from them. But meanwhile, of course, some skeletal information has already come in, and we see a lot of newspapers covering all this information also. So to say that we should get the detailed report at the very first go, that would be almost impossible. It will take some time. The investigations are on, and once the investigations are complete, then we will get a complete picture of the...
Okay. Tuhin Sinha, the opposition here, you heard from Sushmita Dev and also Manikam Tagore, nobody was really asking for a conclusive report. They were asking for some assuring messages to come in from the government.
Well, Marya, action speaks louder than words. The very fact that these 5 people are being charged under UAPA, a few security officials have been suspended, and a comprehensive investigation is underway should suffice for today. You know, like the problem with this opposition, it's my way or the highway. Even on the Manipur issue, while we were prepared for an exhaustive discussion, it was their insistence that the discussion happens under a particular clause, which would have meant that, all other business gets suspended until then. So I think, this opposition also needs to understand that for a government which has been absolutely serious about thwarting terrorism, and in fact, the data speaks for itself. Yes, this is a security lapse, and we will address it in a way. When Honorable Home Minister will make a statement, you will see the facts are available. He doesn't make a statement, just comes into...
So the message to Manikam Tagore is that you may have been suspended, but you have to be a little more patient. Is that what it is? That's what the BJP is saying.
The message to Congress is stop the hooliganism that you carry out. Derek O'Brien is a repeat offender. In 2014, February, when the Telangana bill was...
I want the final words from...
No, just a second.
Yes.
Just a second. I want to tell Mr. Sinha...
Even now he does the same.
Yes, so Sushmita, go ahead.
I want to tell Mr. Sinha one thing. That y'all have made such a huge issue of national security by one member of parliament sharing a login password, and today you have a Mysore BJP MP who's let these people in. What action have you taken? What action have you taken? Don't interrupt when I'm talking, just let me finish. And the second thing, let me tell you, Mr. Sinha, in a democracy, the opposition must have its say, and the treasury bench, because of the mandate, has its way. That's the first principle of democracy. And this is what Sumitra Mahajan, Honorable Speaker, told me when I was the first time member of Parliament.
And perhaps that is the way it should be happening.
Yes.
This suspension
Marya,
is certainly being seen as a very harsh measure that has been taken. So Manikam Tagore, Tuveen Sinha, Mr. Nathaniel here in the studio, and Sushmita Dev, thank you so much for joining us. And earlier today, I spoke to DMK MP Kanimori, and this is what she had to say, because she's among those MPs who have been suspended. Would you just give us a sense of, because early morning when all the adjournment notices were given, all of them were rejected. The government had refused that there will be no talks or no discussion on any of the adjournment notices. Thereafter, the speaker made a statement saying that it is not for the government to explain, but the Lok Sabha secretariat. But then we saw a statement, very, very brief one, come in from the defence minister. And now this action against the opposition MPs.
No, the defence minister was not giving a statement, or he just intervened and responded. So it was not a statement on behalf of the government from the defence minister. And yes, all the adjournment motions given were discarded and they were denied. We have been asking that either the Home Minister or the Prime Minister has to come to the House and explain and tell us what happened and how did this breach happen, because Parliament is supposed to be a very, very, very safe place, and the security is supposed to be very tight, and the entire cabinet, the Prime Minister, all of them come to Parliament, and if that place is not going to be safe and public representatives are not going to be safe, it raises a lot of questions, and people from the galleries are just able to jump into the Parliament. So definitely the government has to explain what happened. But nobody
how is seeking
responded,
explanation from the government really in the category of unruly conduct?
Asking them to. I don't know, because they have suspended 15 of us. But the MP who signed the passes for these people to come in and jump into the Parliament, he is in Parliament today. He has not been called for enquiry, he has not been suspended even. But whereas you say national security and you disqualify an Trinamool MP, but this MP who has signed and allowed these people to come into parliament is still sitting in parliament, and we've been thrown out of parliament. So where is the justice? Where you understand what democracy means to the BJP and the union government by the way they are behaving now. And we were there in the well protesting and asking for an explanation and asking why this MP is still in parliament, and why hasn't the Prime Minister or the Home Minister come to the house to give a statement. They did not come yesterday, they did not come today. So that is what we were asking for. And they say that we were in the well and we were holding placards, and if you don't listen to us, at least we'll have to hold placards for you to read.
But how is this
what choice
form
do
of
we
protest really so problematic that MPs should be suspended? I'm just trying to understand, did the MPs who have been suspended ask for an explanation from the Speaker's office or from the Chairman's office as to what really is, how are they wrong in seeking an explanation? Isn't Parliament a forum for this kind of discussion?
Yes, there should have been a suo motu statement from the government. The Prime Minister or the Home Minister should have come to Parliament yesterday itself and explained what happened, but it did not happen. So we had to protest today, and because they were not allowing any discussion to happen, and they wanted to continue like nothing happened yesterday, and it's a very, very simple thing, and it's not a big security lapse, and they wanted to continue with the discussion on a bill. So we had to protest, we had to stall Parliament and ask them to explain what is happening, and they think asking questions is wrong, asking for explanations is wrong. How do you call it the temple of democracy?
Ma'am, how are the opposition MPs planning to take this up? What next? Because if you are suspended for the remaining part of this winter session, and this is the last full session before of the 17th Lok Sabha, and next would be vote on account.
I mean, it's not that the BJP has not protested when they were in the opposition. They have protested, they have held placards. So what is new about the opposition protesting or asking for an explanation? I think definitely the other MPs who are not yet suspended will continue the protest and ask for, now they'll have to ask for an explanation from the government for the breach of security and for the justice for the MPs who've been suspended. So I think it will continue, and it has to.
So will there be protests by those MPs who have been suspended outside the Parliament or in the Parliament premises?
Yes, definitely, because we will not be permitted to go into Parliament. We'll have to sit outside and wait and show our protest.